Okay, number 243 of 365. And this one's called The Unexpected. I start in 5. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that wherever you are is doing good for you. It's me, it's Paul Carpenter. It's number 243 of 365. And this one's called The Unexpected. And it goes something like this. What has come into your life that was totally unexpected? A child, someone's death, $1 million. I don't know. A million things could happen to you in your life, and your life could change in an instant. Like, literally in an instant. And so it's like, you might even say to yourself, how did I not do this before? How was that not my action in the past? What was I thinking? You know, like, I could have done this. I literally could have done this. Like, yeah, it's like, whoa. And so, I guess today what it's about is when something unexpected happens, there's a couple approaches that you get to take. And it's like, it all depends, and it's any situation. And I learned this from a guy named Rabbi Pliskin in Israel. And his best friend had died 7 days after I met him. And when I was at the funeral, he wasn't crying. Instead, he was smiling. Mind you, you could tell it was a painful smile. But nonetheless, he was smiling, and I asked him, why are you smiling at the death of your best friend? And he said he wouldn't want me to be any other way. And there's just something really powerful there about how you react and how you deal with certain things that are going on in your life. And you're talking about, like, this guy was best friends with this guy for like 30, 40 years. You know, we're not talking about last week we became friends. The guys were best friends. They helped build the school together, and they were, like, pretty intense characters. So that in itself is this thing where, like, how beautiful of a reaction to something so massively unexpected. And I keep talking about this a lot in everything that I've talked about, but this is like something in particular that it's like, it's that thing. I talked about it with the mother who, her son passes away because some guy murdered him, and she forgives the murderer. Woof. The power in the reaction. So my question is today, or my challenge for you today is, how are you reacting? How do you normally react? And can you, just because of this conversation, be cognizant enough that the next time that you go into that mode, whatever that mode is for you, that anger, that frustration, that disrespect feeling, whatever it is that makes you go, catch yourself right when you're doing it right now because of this conversation. And then that unexpected feeling, that unexpected moment can absolutely change. And you can change your way of being just from that moment. So, that was a good beep beep and a ding ding for the life of love and happiness and all the good things that are. I don't know if you heard the right when I said that, but it's true. If you can be cognizant in the moment that you are going to a place that is your normal modus operandi, and even just as it's happening and you're like, holy shit, I'm freaking out again. I'm doing my thing that I do. That thing where like for me, okay, I get angry and I start freaking out, screaming at people and yelling, and I have like fucking like full on moments. And I've learned that the only reason that I'm doing it is because I feel like I'm being disrespected. I feel like someone said something to me that whatever. And I'm totally not in the 4 agreements. I'm totally not at one of the easy 4 agreements, which is don't allow other people's words and actions to affect you. Holy crap. I'm totally not there in that moment, but that is the moment. That's the moment, right when you do that thing where you flip out, right where you do that thing that life has talked to you about forever. Forever. It's always told you, hey, chill out. Like for me, life has always told me, slow down, listen more. Life has always told me, stop fucking living with your ego. Life has always told me, these things that I, over time, was always like, go screw yourself, life. Go screw yourself, life. As if I had some kind of power over it. And the recognition here is that you don't. And something that I heard great the other day from somebody was like, anytime that you do feel that you are better than life in some way, life finds a real quick way to kick your fucking ass. And so it's like there's this beautiful thing of being able to become aware of who you are in the moments when you don't feel like you are yourself. Right? It's like that unexpected thing, that thing that fucking, and it just came out of nowhere. The fight from somebody, the thought in your mind, the whatever it is. And then instead of, it's the way we deal with that moment that changes the reflection in the back of our mind. And so that when we do come to that moment again, it does change. It does become different. It does become a different thing in our heads. And then all of a sudden, we're changing. And we start to recognize, oh, wait, I am being that person. And it's also amazing when you have somebody in your life who's a partner who can help you become aware of that. Because then you start to recognize, oh, that's the thing that I do. And I've always recognized it, but I've never had somebody who's like there by my side that says, hey, whoa, chill out, bro. You're just having a freak out moment. You know those things you do? And then you start saying you're sorry afterwards. You cry and you get all depressed. You don't need to do that, bro. Just chill. Hold on for a second. And like, even if you need to just for a second and then come back, we'll do that. But just don't freak out. Having that in my life has been an absolute change. An absolute Hollis, I love you, my dear. I don't know if you're watching. Oh, my God. Holy crap, that woman has changed my existence because she's been willing enough to be there and stop and say, yo, chill. Like, I'm here. I'm not, what are you doing, bro? And so, as well as I've been there for her in the same kind of manner. But every person's different. Everybody's thing is different. And you have to be willing to accept your partner's thing. And be willing to say, as your partner, I am willing to accept this and accept that you are willing and wanting to become better, to be healthier for you and me, for both of us, for all of us, for everything, blah, 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 blah. Right? But it's all about how you choose to react in the unexpected moment. That's it. An unexpected moment can be anything, folks. It could be anything. Like I said at the beginning, it could be somebody who died in your life, or it could be like you lost your job, or you're homeless, or blah, 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 blah. Whatever happens. Doesn't matter. Whatever happens. Like I said, it could be somebody that you know, and for some reason they trigger you, and no matter what you do, they trigger you. I love how I'm getting all these beeps and ding-dings right at these moments. But like, seriously, like, wow. When that person does that, you have the choice. I've talked about this so many times, how other people who annoy you and the people who are like bothersome in your life are actually the people you need to learn from. It's the people, and I'm not saying, oh, go be that person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go be a racist. I'm saying go find out what the fuck is wrong with these people, and then help them not be that thing. Great example, story of a Jewish guy and, African-American gentleman who found out about a bunch of white supremacists. It's just a true story. If you just look at the title of what I'm saying. African-American helps white supremacists not be racist anymore. Just look up that. Holy fuck, what a great story. He's done it to like 200 people. He walks into their store, like tells them, you've never met a black guy, but you think we're this, you think we're that. You hang out with me, hang out with my family, and he does this one by one and brings people into the fold of not being racist, of recognizing, holy crap, bro, you're actually a good person. You have a good family and you have good things here and you have a good value system. Fuck, I kind of feel like an asshole because I was told that you guys are all monkeys or you're all this or you're all fucking yellow or you're all green. I don't fuck whatever shit, the racist shit you say to somebody about somebody else, and then all of a sudden that person's like, yeah, fuck that people. Fuck you. It's like, if you say so. But the thing is, you can't be upset at people whose father were blacksmiths and they didn't know any better and they became blacksmiths. They were like, well, fuck, I don't have anything else to do. Dad knows how to make money. Ding, ding, ding. So I guess, until I can ding, ding, ding myself. You know what I mean, right? And if that's the case, it wasn't until this generation that we had this ability to have these kind of conversations where we go, oh, fuck it, guy's kind of right. I can't be mad at fucking people from 400 years ago for being racist slave owners when they didn't even know any better. It's not true, because some people did know better, which is why they wrote the Declaration of Independence and said, hey, yo, we're free, except for the black people and people who go to jail. Those people are still slaves. But we'll change that in 100 or so years. But yeah, the point is that there are some people that kind of figured it out, right? Even though to this day in the world, there are absolute slaves, people who are like slaves from the day they were born. And yet, you know, the UN and people are like, oh, well, we can't really get involved because there's money in the pockets of the people that were lining for the things that we need for around the world. Economy, economy, economy. War, war, war. You know what I mean? It's so great. When we could all just easily not do that. You know, there's this beautiful thing that I heard just yesterday, and the guy says in this statement, I got to a place in my life where I finally had so much that I didn't need anymore, and I recognized the only thing I wanted to do was get people to be at the place I was at. I didn't want to give them my money. No. Instead, I wanted to do everything in my power to get them to understand and feel and think the way I was thinking and feeling and being, because that's what made me have the ability to have. That's what gave me the want. The ego, my ego in the morning made me want to take a shower and not smell bad for other people. That's egotistical, believe it or not. Because otherwise you would just be going around with your natural smell and just being like, yo, it's fucking me. Get over it. But we don't do that. No. Society says, no, put on some deodorant because other people are going to be hanging out with you. So it's an egotistical thing. But nonetheless, the point is that ego feeds something in your life for you to go do something so that you feel like, hey, I feel accomplished in my existence. I did something with my day today. And so that piece is the piece that you need to keep moving forward. It's like this weird dichotomy. I talk about it all the time, this flow of both physical and non. And then another great piece. I'm sure you've seen it. A guy grabs a cup and throws a bunch of golf balls inside and says to his class, is this full? They're all like, yeah. And then he throws in a bunch of pebbles. He goes, is it full? They go, yeah. And then he throws in sand and he goes, is it full? And they go, well, yeah. And then he grabs a beer, pops it open and dumps a beer, or most of the beer in there and says, is it full now? And they're like, well, yeah. And he goes, okay, well, this is your life. And they're like, huh? He goes, yeah, look, golf balls, more important things, the most important things, you know, family, work, the things that bring in your what is it? Fuck my life. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the pyramid, right? The idea of self-actualization, that last piece, is the piece we're all trying to get. This is what I like to call a full autonomy, where you get to say who, what, where, when, why, on your terms. No money comes into the mindset. There's never money in mind. You're just doing what you want to do. And so money doesn't become part of the issue anymore. It's when you're staying in a mindset of working hourly for a person or a person's idea, the idea of working for someone else's dream. It's when you're doing that and that mentality that it stops you from living within the abundance mindset. The abundance mindset doesn't say you have to work a certain amount of time to then achieve a certain thing. No, the abundance mindset says it's already yours. It's already yours. Now, is there work to keeping the golden goose? Yes, of course, you must feed it, you must house it, you must keep it nice and comfortable. And what are those things? Those are the actual aspects of your life, the things that you must keep comfortable. Your health, your wealth, your mind, your soul, your relationships. All of these little things are like little golden orbs that are floating around. And if they're not all floating in sync with each other, or let's say it's a circle, it's like a pi square. If they're not all even, and you have one overwhelming more than everything else, then other things are starting to miss out. Miss out for you, not for everybody else, for you. Because when you are unhealthy, when you are too party, when you are too this or too that, that's when the other aspects of your life, those little golden orbs, start falling down. And then your life starts to go to shit. And you're like, what's going on? Why is it like this? I don't know. I don't. It's because we choose to push it away. We choose to be comfortable in the chaos that we have already created in our lives. And that chaos was designed by us. The way that we work out, or the way we don't work out, or the way that we eat, or the way that we don't eat, or the way that we do drugs or don't do drugs, or study or don't study, or look or don't look, or whatever you do it based on that which you have created in the first place. If you think that it's going to be like this, folks, it'll fucking be like that. If you say, it is what it is, guess what? It will be for you in your perception. If you say it is what you make it, it's not it is what it is. It is what I make it. It's how I perceive it. It's how I see it. It's not what just is. Because then you're just defeated immediately. Don't be defeated by this existence. No, instead challenge yourself to accept it. Challenge yourself to manipulate it and do little things to create something new. Something that makes other people go, oh shit. Did you just fucking see that? How the fuck did you do that? Show me that again. Show me that again. How did you, because you just in my head. And that thing that you did, that little that you did, that thing is the power, is the magic. Call it whatever you want. It could be, and it could, that feeling, that emotion, that thought process, that, what did you do just now? Can be anything for somebody else, dependent upon their perception. It could be a piece of art for some person. It could be a magic trick for another. It could be a bubble for something else. It could be a balloon for another. It doesn't matter is the point. Is that anything that you create, as long as you're coming from this place of like, I just need to get it out. I just want to do something for you. Not for me, but it's a way of doing something for me by doing something for you. Get it? And so, that is the ticket. That's like the golden, I've got a golden ticket. That's the golden ticket. Everybody writes about it in every major book that you'll ever read about how you have to help society or be part of society. Think and Grow Rich talks about it. Rich Dad, Poor Dad talks about it. Every book you will ever read about being a better human being and having a really wealthy life, not a rich life, the guy who spends money on a bunch of cars and da-da-da-da-da. Great one. Here's another piece I just saw yesterday. It's from, what's this guy's name? Tallest basketball player, Superman logo. God, what's his name? Forgot his name. We all know who I'm talking about. Please forgive me, sir, because I love you. But he was talking about when he first started playing basketball and how he was not a very smart guy. He went to college, he did his thing, but like, of course, they passed him through school, and he, all because he was so good at sports. And so this guy says to him, he goes, you're living like you're rich and you're not wealthy. And he goes, well, what does that mean? He goes, look, he says, this is exactly what the guy did. So he grabbed $100 bill in front of him. And he says, look, here's what you get paid. And you know what the rich people do? They do this. And they save this part. And he goes, whoa. And he goes, yeah, what wealthy people do? He goes, what? He goes, this they keep. They go party. They go buy their stupid stuff. They do all this other blah, 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 the gold chains and the Lamborghinis and the whatever. It doesn't mean shit to them because it's only 25% of what they actually have. And then this other part, they find a way to make it this amount. So they make this turn into this. So that when you're done, you still have this. Does that make sense? So that this ends up being your autonomy. This little piece of whatever you want it to be, it ends up becoming the thing that you do. You end up starting a nonprofit. You open up a school for children who are deafblind and whatever. And it's really small and they can't fit in there. But you made the school. So with that, my friends, please go out into the world, do something nice for somebody else. And if you can't, do something nice for yourself. The question today is, what are you doing today or in your life that you can react to differently? I am working on it when I get angry. 100%. I'm really trying to have that moment when I know that I'm about to, I want to literally be like, what the fuck? And so I'm done with that in my life. Right? There's this thing that I've seen a lot lately that says, don't allow the, it's not don't allow the actions of others. Oh man, where was I? It was so good. I just saw a bunch of people come in. I was like, oh good, there's people. I love you all. I love you, Leslie. I love you, Betty. I love you, everybody. Man, I totally lost my train of thought of where I was going to tell you about that thing. But the point here, in the end of it all, is what are you doing to stop reacting in a certain way? And not just expecting somebody else to stop reacting in a certain way, but how you are reacting that therefore changes the way everything else around you in your life is going. And it all happens based on these things that are cycles in your life. Call them trigger points, call them whatever you need to call them. That those are the things that when you hear that certain thing or that certain phrase or that certain that person comes around, you're just like, oh, and you just start fucking freaking out inside. That moment that you start freaking out is your ability to change if you so choose to become aware of the reaction that is happening. If you can become aware of that reaction, you are now at that point, you have the ultimate choice to say, hey, wait, bro, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be that person that I normally am. That ego part of me that says, oh, screw you, I'm going to be me. And I don't need anybody else to tell me how I need to be. That person right there is the person that's fucking shit up. And you might be like, what are you talking about, bro? No, that's the person that's helped me become big and strong. That's the person that's helped me make millions of dollars. That's the person that has that thing, that side of me is the person that's my fucking power, bro. Ah! That right there is your anger. And you can use your anger to push and go past things you need, but that's not you. The real you is like this, I swear. In a moment of pain, in a moment of absolute insanity, unexpected. I'm sorry you had to do that. That right there is real. Holy crap, that's real. Holy crap, that's real. How many people could actually do that? On the first one. I'm not saying and you're just like, I'm sorry, you're kicking my ass. No way. No way. But that first one, you have that choice to be like, whoa, wait, whoa, what did you do that for? What was that about? Instead of doing the other thing, which a lot of people, more people than not, would just be like, yo, well, somebody hand clocked me for no fucking reason. I'm straight swearing to life. You know, but you have that option. You have that option to be like, whoa, what was that? And then if they start going off, bro, you have all the right in the world at that point to ham down, dude. Break legs, eat feet. I don't care what you have to do. You know, like, do whatever you got to do to fucking rip that person to shreds at that point. But you know what I'm saying? Bong drip, 2 coffees. Already on it, sir. Already on it. So, in the end, my friends, what are you doing to change the moment where you react where you don't know that you're doing it? Unconscious reactions in your life. When those moments happen, A, become aware. B, start to make the change. Which means you know, as soon as you become aware that you're doing it, because you know how you've reacted every single time afterwards. You get in and then you say you're sorry, and you have to forgive, and you didn't mean to, and all this bullshit. And then, okay, so then why not just push all that shit out of your life? Get rid of the stuff that does not serve you. Get rid of it. Okay, and with that, my friends, number 2, don't get caught up in all the crazy things in this world. There's a lot of crazy shit going on right now. People are fucking going to space. I don't know what's going on. Fucking monkeys in space. It's all over. And number 3, please like, share, subscribe. Send this out to somebody who would like to see it. I would love if you shared these. With that, you've reached the end of the video. Let's take a 3-second moment of introspection at the count of 3. If you would not mind, take a deep breath. Here we go. See? It's nice. Just take a good deep breath. Take a good moment to feel your heartbeat. You have a good moment to be in the mind really quickly. Because even if you just do 3 seconds, I promise you it's like the eternity of all that is. Taking the time to just be with yourself for just a moment and saying, I love you and thank you for this that I'm inside of. And with that, my friends, thank you for watching. And I love you all so much. I will see you all on the other side.